This is the EdExcel GCSE 9-1 Maths Foundation Paper 2 from the 2022 series, and this paper is a calculator paper. Question number 1. We have to write 1476 to the nearest 10. Well, if we take a look at the units column, we've got a 6 here, and because this 6 is 5 or greater, we need to move this 7, which is in the tens column, to the next digit. And so what we will end up with is 1480. Question 2. We have to write a fraction in the box to make the calculation correct. We have 1 subtract 3/10, and it turns out we get 7/10, and so we have 7/10. Question number 3. Here is a list of numbers. What we have to do is write down the mode of the numbers. Well, mode means most common, and the number which occurs the most time is the 3, and so therefore 3 is the mode. Question number 4. We have to write down a 3-digit number that is a multiple of 5. We could have, for example, 125, 5 cubed. Question number 5. We have to write 0.4 as a percentage. Well, what we would have to do is multiply the 0.4 by 100 to get 40. And so we end up with 40%. Question number 6. We have to write the following numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. -11 is the smallest number, followed by the -7, followed by the -2, followed by the 3, followed by the 8, followed by the 10. We have written the numbers in order of size, with the smallest number first. Question number 7. Here is a polygon ABCDEF on a square grid. We have to write down the mathematical name of the polygon. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and because we have 6 sides, we have a hexagon. Then for part B, which side of the polygon is parallel to CD? Well, CD is here. The side parallel to CD would be AF. AF is parallel to CD. Then we have to write down a side of the polygon that is perpendicular to the side AF. Well, perpendicular means we want our line to cross AF at 90 degrees. And you will find here we have 90 degrees. AB is perpendicular to AF. So we have AB being perpendicular to AF. Question number 8. Here is a centimeter grid. For part A, we have to write down the coordinates of the point A. The coordinates of A, 3, 2. We have 3, 2. For part B, On the grid, mark with a cross the point with coordinates -4, 3. -4, 3 is over here. We have to label this point B. For part C, we have to draw the circle with centre at 1, -1 and a radius of 4 centimeters. Well, if we have a radius of 4 centimeters and the centre being 1 minus 1, well, the centre will be over here. Here is a circle with radius 4 centimeters. Question number 9. The graph shows information about the number of houses sold by an estate agent in each of 6 months last year, from January to June. For part A, how many houses were sold by the estate agent in February? Well, in February, we can see we have 23 houses which are sold. Then for part B, for this estate agent, we have to write down the ratio of the number of houses sold in January to the number of houses sold in June. Well, the ratio January to June, well, in January we have 10. In June we have 56. This ratio will simplify to 5 to 28. So we have 5 to 28. Question number 10. Sonia wants to book a holiday. The holiday will cost £1,428. Sonia will pay a deposit of £150. She will then pay the rest of the cost in 6 equal monthly payments. How much is each monthly payment? What we can do is, first of all, the cost of 6 monthly payments. The holiday cost £1,428, and if we subtract our deposit of £150, this will tell us the cost of 6 monthly payments, and it turns out the cost of 6 monthly payments is £1,278. And so the cost each month, we would have 1,278 divided by 6, and it turns out we get 213, and therefore the cost each month is £213. Question number 11. The diagram shows a triangle ABC. ACD and BCE are straight lines. We have to work out the size of the angle marked X. Give a reason for each stage of your working. We can find out what this missing angle here is equal to, and we can do that by recognizing that we have angles in a triangle summing to 180, and so therefore the angle ACB is equal to 180 subtract 116 subtract 25, and it turns out we get 39 degrees. The angle here is 39 degrees. The reason for that is angles in a triangle sum to 180 degrees, and therefore the angle X will equal the angle 39 degrees, and that's because vertically opposite angles are equal. Question number 12. Here is a number machine. We input something, we divide by 7, we add 5, we get an output. For part A, we have to work out the output when the input is 28. So we take our input, 28, we then divide by 7. After this, we add 5, and after this we get the output. So if we work this out, we have 28, we then divide this by 7, we then add 5, the output is 9. Then for the next part of the question, here is a different number machine. The number machine is not complete. When the input is 8, the output is 154. We have to complete the number machine. Well, we don't know what we have for this missing box. What we do know is the input is 8. After this, we add some number. Let's suppose, well, what we'll do is we'll assume that this number is m. After this, we multiply by 11, and the output will be 154. Let's form an equation. We have 8, we are adding m to it, and then we multiply this by 11, and the result is 154. We need to find what m is. Well, if I divide through by 11, the inverse of multiplying by 11, it turns out we get 14. So 8 plus m is 14, and now if I subtract 8, m will equal 6. So we need to add 6. Question number 13. Sophie works in a bed shop. During the last 3 months, she sold 198 beds. 59 beds were sold without a mattress. 45 beds were double beds. 17 of the single beds were sold without a mattress. 67 of the 83 king-size beds were sold with a mattress. We have to use this information to complete the two-way table. Well, let's take this statement at a time. We know so far she sold 198 beds in total. What we are also told is 59 of these beds were sold without a mattress. So without a mattress we have 59 in total. We are also told that 45 beds were double beds, so double, the total will be 45. We are then told that 17 of the single beds were sold without a mattress, so without a mattress, single, we've got 17. And then we are told that 67 of the 83 king-size beds were sold with a mattress. So in total we've got 83 king-size beds, and of those 83, 67 of them were sold with a mattress. So we have 67 with a mattress. So now we have enough information to complete the two-way table. To find the total with a mattress, 198 take away 59, that is 139. To find out the total king size without a mattress, 83 take away 67, that's 16. To find out how many double without a mattress, 59 take away 16 take away 17, that's 26. To find out how many double with a mattress, 45 take away 26, that's 19. To find out how many single with a mattress, 139 take away 67 take away 19, that's 53. And to find out how many single, 53 plus 17, that's 70. Here is the completed two-way table. Question number 14. The box below contains three mathematical symbols: equals, less than, greater than. From the box we have to choose a symbol to make each of the following statements correct. Well, we've got 5 8s and 2 8s. 5 8s is greater than 2 8s. Next, we have -2 times -3 and -3 plus 9. Well, -2 times -3, that's positive 6. -3 plus 9, that's also 6. These two statements are equal. Question number 15. The table shows information about the number of social media accounts used by each of 300 students. So what this is saying is 3 students have 0 social media accounts, 57 have 1, 84 have 2, 75 have 3, and 81 have 4. And what we have to do is work out the total number of social media accounts used by these students. So what we can do first is find out the total number of social media accounts by multiplying the number of social media accounts by the frequency and then adding the total. So doing so, 0 times 3 is 3, 1 times 57 is 57, 2 times 84, that's 168, 3 times 75, that's 225, 4 times 81, that's 324. So to find out the total number of social media accounts we have, we need to add 0 plus 57 plus 168 plus 225 plus 324. It turns out we get 774. So we have 774. And now we have to find the median number of social media accounts used by these students. Well, the median would represent the middle, which would imply we would have to divide the total number of pupils by 2. So if we do that, we have 300 divided by 2 that's 150. So up to 150 students will tell us the median. For this, we need to work out the cumulative frequency. Let's move this here. Now, if we work out the cumulative frequency, we have 3 plus 57, that is 60. Then we have 60 plus 84, that's 144, plus the 75, that's 219, plus the 81, that will give 300. Now the 150 lies in between the 144 and the 219. So the 150 we've calculated lies in between those, so we need to round up to the next one, which tells us that the median number of social media accounts is 3. Question number 16. On a scale drawing, a building has length 12.4 centimeters and width 9.4 centimeters. The real length of the building is 62 meters. We have to work out in meters the real width of the building. Here is a diagram. On our diagram, we've got the length 12.4, the width 9.4. The real length is 62 meters. We need to find the width. What we can do is find the scale factor. The scale factor, 62 divided by 12.4, that's 5. So I need to multiply the 9.4 times 5, which is 47. And so here we have 47 meters. So what we did here was we did 9.4 multiplied by 5, which is 47. So we've scaled it up by 5 to get 47. Question number 17. On the grid below, we have to draw the graph of y equals 4 subtract x between -2 and 4. Well, if I rewrite this as y equals -x plus 4, we can see that the gradient is -1 and the y-intercept is equal to 4. Now if the gradient is -1, that means for every 1 we go across, we go 1 down. So for every 1 we go across, we go 1 down. We are starting at -4. So in between 2 and 4, well, when we have -2, y is equal to 6, and then when x is 4, y is 0. So here is our graph. We have the gradient being -1. So for every 1 we go down, we go 1 across, and we have an intercept of 4. So here's our completed graph. Question number 18. This sign was in the doctor's waiting room. 115 appointments were missed last month. These missed appointments were a total of 25.3 hours. We have to work out the mean length of time for each missed appointment. Give your answer in minutes. Well, first of all, we have hours, and to convert that into minutes, I need to multiply by 60, and minutes to hours I divide by 60. What we need to do is find the length of one missed appointment. To do that, well, what I know is all of the hours add up to 25.3. And if I divide this by 115, because I've got 115 appointments, that means the length of one missed appointment is 0.22 hours. And then if I multiply this by 60, it turns out we get 13.2 minutes. So we have 13.2 minutes. Question number 19. Nimra buys a 3 kilogram box of sweets for £17.60. She puts the sweets into bags to sell. Each bag contains 150 grams of sweets. Nimra fills as many bags as possible. She will sell each bag for the same price. Nimra wants to make a profit of at least 35%. Assuming she sells all the bags, what is the lowest price Nimra should charge for each bag? Well, if we take a look at the units, they are not consistent. We've got kilograms and grams here. So, to go from kilograms to grams, we times by 1,000, and grams to kilograms we divide by 1,000. And so 3 kilograms is the same as 3,000 grams. So she buys 3,000 grams worth of sweets for £17.60. And she puts the sweets into bags, and each bag contains 150 grams, so we can find out the number of bags. So the number of bags that's equal to 3,000 divided by 150, and it turns out we get 20. We require 20 bags. And so what we can do now is find the cost of one bag. Now we've got 20 bags in total. All of the bags altogether will cost £17.60, and if I divide this by 20, because I've got 20 bags, that means each bag will be worth £0.88, 88 pence in other words. Now, she wants to make a profit of at least 35 pence, which means what we can do is find out the profit per bag. Well, technically this will be the minimum profit per bag. The minimum profit per bag, we have 35% of 0.88, So that will be 0.308 pounds per bag, and therefore the lowest price to achieve a 35% profit per bag, we've got 0.88 plus 0.308, which is 1.188, or in other words, £1.19. Question number 20. Lorena gets a train at the same time each morning to go to work. She gets a train at the same time each evening to come home. The probability tree diagram shows the probabilities of each train arriving late, and we have to complete the probability tree diagram. Well, we know that probability adds up to 1, so 1 subtract 0.13 is 0.87. 1 subtract 0.06 is 0.94. 1 subtract 0.06 is 0.94. So the probability that the train is late to work is 0.13. The probability that it's not late to work is 0.87. The probability that the train is late home is 0.06, and the probability that it's not late home is 0.94. Then for part B, for a day that Laura goes to work, we have to work out the probability that the train to work and the train home will both arrive late. So the train to work arrives late, then the train home arrives late, so we multiply those probabilities. So we've got 0.13, which is the train to work, multiplied by 0.06, which was the train home, and if we work this out, we get a value of, well, we've got 7.8 times 10 to the minus 3, which is the same as 0.0078. Question number 21. We have to simplify for part A, x to the power of 3 to the power of 5. Well, because we have a power raised to another power, here we would have to multiply the powers, and so this is equivalent to x to the power of 3 times by 5, which is x to the power of 15. For part B, we have to expand and simplify. 4 multiplied by x plus 3 plus 7 multiplied by 4 subtract 2x. Well, what this will be equivalent to, well, 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 3 is 12, 7 times 4 is 28, 7 times negative 2x is negative 14x. And so 4x subtract 14x is negative 10x, 12 plus 28 is 40, so what we end up with is negative 10x plus 40. For part C, we have to factorise fully 15x cubed plus 3x squared y. What's common to 15 and 3 is 5. What's common to x cubed and x squared is, what's common to 15 and 3 is 3. what's common to x cubed and x squared is x squared. So 3x squared is our highest common factor, and what goes inside the bracket? Well, 3x squared times by 5x gives 15x cubed, and 3x squared times by y gives 3x squared y. Question number 22. We have to describe fully the single transformation that maps shape S onto shape T. Well, if I pick a point, for example this one, the corresponding point will be here. Now, what we do is we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. And so when we come to describe the transformation, we have a translation by -5, 6. Question number 23. The length of a football pitch is 90 meters. Correct to the nearest meter, and what we have to do is complete the error interval of the football pitch. Well, we have 89.5 for the lower bound and 90.5 for the upper bound. So the error interval is 89.5 being less than or equal to the length being less than 90.5. Question number 24. Festival A will be a rectangular field with an area of 80,000 meters squared. The greatest number of people allowed to attend Festival A is 425. Festival B will be in a rectangular field 700 meters by 2000 meters. The greatest number of people allowed to attend Festival B is 6,750. The area per person allowed for Festival B is greater than the area per person allowed for Festival B. How much greater? Give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. Well, what we can do here first of all is find out the area of the rectangular field for Festival B. That will equal 700 times 2000, which is equal to 1,400,000. So, for A, the area per person will be 80,000 divided by 425. So if we work this out, that's equal to 188.23 meters squared per person. And if we consider Festival B, we've got 1,400,000 divided by 6,750. So if I work this out, well, let's store this into A. So if I divide this by 6750, that's equal to 207.40, etc. meters squared per person. So, if we store this into B, if I find out the difference, we've got 207.40, etc. Subtract 188.23, etc. So if I do A, if I do B, take away A, we get 19.17, etc. meters squared per person. So the area per person will be 19 to the nearest whole number. Then for part B, column says 300 centimeters squared is the same as 3 meters squared because there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter, so you divide by 100. Column's method is wrong, we have to explain why. Well, what it should be, well, if I've got 3 meters squared, to convert this into centimeters squared, I need to multiply by 100 squared, which is, if I work this out, 3 times 100 squared is 30,000 centimeters squared. So that's what the area should be. Question number 25. The points L, M and N are such that L, M, N is a straight line. The coordinates of L are -3, 1. The coordinates of M are 4, 9. Given that the ratio LM to MN is 2 to 3, we have to work out the coordinates of N. Well, let's draw a straight line such as the one we see here. And let's plot our points. We've got the point L, -3, 1. We've got the point M, 4, 9. And we've got the point N. We don't know what that is yet, but we'll work it out. Now, let's see how we go from L to M. To go from L to M in the X direction, to go from -3 to 4, we add 7. And in the Y direction, to go from 1 to 9, we would add 8. So, if I consider my ratio LM to MN, I know that ratio is 2 to 3, and if I consider the X direction, I know in the X direction I add 7, I know in the Y direction I add 8. Now, to go from the 2 to the 7, we would multiply by 3.5. So if I do 3 times 3.5, I get 10.5. Which means from M to N, I would have to add 10.5. And to go from 2 to 8, we times by 4. So 3 times by 4 is 12, which means from M to N, we add 12. So let's work out these calculations. 4 plus 10.5 is 14.5. 9 plus 12 is 21. So we have 14.5, 21. Question number 26. A new phone costs £679. The value of the phone decreases at a rate of 4% per year. We have to work out the value of the phone at the end of 3 years. Well, the value that's equal to, well, I've got my original amount, 679, and I multiply this by 0.96, and the reason it's 0.96 is because it's decreasing at a rate of 4% each year. And then I'm going to raise this to the power of 3 because I want to work out the value at the end of the 3 years. So if I work this out, 679 times 0.96 to the 3, we get 600.74 to 2 decimal places. So we have £600 74 pence. We need to give our value to 2 decimal places because we are considering money. Question number 27. In Spain, Sam pays €27 for 18 litres of petrol. In Wales, Leo pays £40.80 for 8 gallons of the same type of petrol. €1 is £0.85. 4.5 litres is equal to 1 gallon. Sam thinks that petrol is cheaper in Spain than in Wales. Is Sam correct? You must show how you get your answer. So what we need to do in this question is consider the situation for Spain, and we also need to consider the situation for Wales. Now, what we know so far for Spain, we have €27, which gets 18 litres of petrol. And if we consider the situation for Wales, we have £40.80, which gets us 8 grams, rather 8 gallons. Now, you will find that the units are all different, so we need to make the units consistent. Now, what we can do is convert this euros into pounds. We can do that by multiplying by 0.85. If I've got €27, and if I times that by 0.85, it turns out we have £22.95. So £22.95 is the cost of 18 litres of petrol. Now here we've got litres and gallons. If 4.5 litres is 1 gallon, then 18 litres, if I divide that by 4.5, I get 4. So it would cost £22.95 for 4 gallons. Now in Wales, I know the cost for 8 gallons. So what I can do is multiply this result by 2 to work out the cost for 8 gallons. £22.95 times 2 is £45.90. So it costs £45.90 for 8 gallons of petrol. So which one is cheaper? We can see then Wales is cheaper. So is Sam correct or incorrect? Well, Sam would be incorrect. Question number 28, we have to solve the simultaneous equations. 5x plus 2y equals 27 and 6x plus 4y equals 28. If I call this equation 1 and this second one equation 2, what we can do is get the y's the same. And we can do that by multiplying equation 1 by 2. And if I do that, 5x times 2 is 10x, 2y times 2 is 4y, 27 times 2 is 54. We'll call this equation 3. So now that the y's are the same, and also we've got the same sign, that means we would have to subtract the equations. So if we do equation 3, subtract equation 2, 6x rather 10x take away 6x is 4x. 54 take away 28, that's 26. So I have 4x equals 26. And so if I work out what x is equal to 26 divided by 4, which is 6.5. We can now find out what y is. So when x is 6.5, if I substitute that into equation 1 say, we have 5 multiplied by 6.5 plus 2y equals 27. 5 times 6.5 is 32.5. So I've got 32.5 plus 2y equals 27. So if I do 27, take away this, I get 2y equals minus 5.5. And therefore, if we divide both sides by 2, we get minus 2.75. So we have our x value being 6.5 and our y value being minus 2.75.